So guys, altcoins are getting struck right now. I talked about it in yesterday's episode and you should be aware of this, but right now everyone thinks altcoin season is about to happen after the inauguration, which is already a week away. But specific indicators around USDT dominance, Bitcoin dominance are pointing to the fact that more than likely we could be seeing more of a squeeze for altcoins. Today I want to talk about these specific indicators, the sentiment in the crypto space, and how you need to position yourself right now so that you don't get squeezed out of the market and you can make those crazy gains. If you're new to my channel, go and check out the rest of my content. I'm an intermediate trader documenting my journey since the beginning of 2023, showing you guys my wins, my losses, my crypto portfolio, as well as overall the day-to-day events and specific indicators around Bitcoin and altcoins, just so you can understand how liquidity shifts, rotations happen, and how you can make the most gains in the crypto market. Right now, altcoins are getting squeezed like crazy. I've been documenting it on this YouTube channel. I predicted this crash, and right now we're on the verge of a crazy rip up, more than likely happening at the end of January. But I want to talk about exactly the sentiment around these specific indicators, what you need to know, and exactly how to position yourself. Let's get into it. So guys, like I said, altcoins are taking a huge hit. You can see with the total 2 chart, we are wicking down significantly. Bitcoin is still trading at around that 94,000 region, just chopping sideways. Bitcoin dominance though is starting to wick back up, sitting at that 58, almost 59%. And USDT dominance is also starting to wick up, breaking some specific trend lines. Whenever USDT dominance and Bitcoin dominance, guys, goes up, altcoins get squeezed. This is basic, understanding of how the markets and liquidity shifts in the market. But if you aren't aware of that, those are specific indicators that you need to be aware of. Just a minute was talking about how Tether dominance is sitting here with a textbook break plus a retest of its September trend line that he mentioned last week. And it's hitting a range resistance today, but is poised for a 5% test this month. Hopefully these warnings have kept you on the right side of the crypto market this month. And I've been talking about it, guys, for the past week. If you're new to the channel, like, comment, subscribe, guys, because I'm keeping you guys updated on the day-to-day events and how to position yourself. We've been having an understanding of this crash, these specific indicators around USDT dominance and Bitcoin dominance, and exactly how altcoins are going to be reacting in the market. Right now, I talked about it in yesterday's episode, how I was anticipating a red open on the week. And more than likely, it's just because, you know, how the markets are moving up to the inauguration, a lot of squeezing happening, moving up to a lot of liquidity going to be pumping into the markets. And you know, these specific tests around USDT dominance is pointing to the fact that more than likely we could be getting squeezed still, more than likely until the end of January, which aligns with my thesis. Benjamin Cohen also talked about the price action around Bitcoin. We talked about sweeping the lows, guys, that we saw back in December, just because we need to sweep those lows before we start to wick back up, rip back up. And overall, Bitcoin swept the range lows today and still managed to close the day green. And it's really funny because Benjamin Cohen talked about it on the previous cycle, or last year pretty much. He says one scenario to keep in mind is Bitcoin tagged the 100-day SMA in January 2024, and it involves sweeping the range low. And now, guys, as you can see, we have swept that range low and we managed to close green. So this is looking super bullish for altcoin investors. Many people believe more than likely we could be seeing a huge rip up, but I believe Bitcoin dominance is going to be ripping up, as well as USDT having a squeeze more than likely for our altcoins, as you guys can see. And you know, you've been feeling the pain with our altcoins getting squeezed like crazy. You can see most of the assets down 33%, 36%, quite a good amount. But overall, guys, this is where it aligns with my thesis of, you know, how I think we're going to be crashing moving into the end of January, and the start of February is going to be the start and the wick up for altcoins more than likely. But this is really, you know, bullish for altcoin investors that we swept these specific range lows. This is all, you know, bullish, but we won't know until we have more information and exactly how we're going to be closing out the week. CryptoCon talks about exactly where we're at in this crypto bull cycle, and I want to give you guys not only a macro lens, because I keep you guys updated on the day-to-day events, but I also like to give you guys a broad perspective on what we've seen in previous cycles, so that you can understand exactly what is going to be forecasted for 2025 more than likely. Understand, history rhymes, it does not repeat. So understand that, guys. Overall, he says it's easy to forget about the cycle trajectory on down days, but nothing has changed. Essentially, all the upside for Bitcoin this year is still on the table. Data like MVRV tells us that now compares to any other cycle at all-time highs. Phase 3 of 5. Cycles make it easy. Getting in your own way is what makes the challenge. Still right on track, and he's really right about this, guys. The sentiment in the markets is shifting. People are starting to get, super bearish. Others are super bullish. And right now, people are calling for altcoin season to not even happen anymore. And this is where you need to really throw out all that bullcrap sentiment and understand exactly the price action. Numbers don't lie. People do, guys. That's why I show you guys specific charts on previous cycles, indicators around the market, and exactly what's happening. But overall, if we look at this chart, guys, you can see that we're in phase 3, which is the new all-time highs. Next, guys, is going to be the first cycle top for Bitcoin, more than likely, which is going to be happening, I believe, in that March region, maybe a little bit later, moving into June. And then from there, we're actually going to see the next actual cycle top in that phase 5 mark. And this is whenever altcoins, guys, are going to rip up significantly, and then they're going to crash down again because Bitcoin dominance is going to rip up, and then Bitcoin dominance is finally going to crash down significantly, and then altcoins are going to see their final rip up, final leg up. And this is where you need to start positioning yourself and understand how this liquidity is going to be moving. I'm going to let you guys know whenever I'm selling and whenever I'm buying, and I'm planning on selling a good amount of altcoins whenever we see this first huge pump. And this is all a learning cycle, guys. This is my first actual cycle, but I've already made some crazy gains. I'll show you guys my portfolio. Even though everything is down right now, I've already made some crazy gains, and I plan to make even more crazy gains. None of this is financial advice by any means, but I'm just documenting this to show you guys exactly where we're at in this cycle, what I am doing, and exactly how I'm positioning myself. Altcoin investors are still super bullish. Ilo's talking about how he thinks this was a capitulation on alts. As you can see, you got Pepe with Hopium right here, which is super fuzzy. He says, our savior Trump arrives soon, and I still believe we send in February, which is something I believe as well. At the end of January more than likely, I think price action is going to be looking choppy until we move into February. Miles Dutcher also says, daily Hopium, all season becoming non-consensus is ironically what we need to trigger an alt season. Majority offside participants compress volatility, bigger move fueled by FOMO. So right now, guys, a lot of people are calling off altcoin season just because of a lot of the red in the market. But based off of the price action, like how CryptoCon is covering, we're still on trajectory to see crazy gains. But people are starting to get mixed sentiment. This is where, it goes back into what CryptoCon was talking about. I'm sorry, I was jumping through everything. But pretty much just, how we get in our own way. And that's what makes the challenge, because of all the sentiment, because of all the crap that people talk about. And, swiping everything to the side, guys, right now, this is the time to lock the F in. I've been talking about this for the past 2 weeks, and I anticipated this crash. Now, a lot of people ask me, why don't I sell everything? Well, it's just because everything can get invalidated, and in that sense, an altcoin season starts, I want to still have positions and make sure that I am exposed. And right now is really the time to really determine what you want to do. A lot of people are dollar cost averaging into the markets because more than likely by next week, next Monday, when the inauguration is happening, everyone believes that we're going to be ripping up significantly. And if that's the case, you want to make sure that you're exposed. But this is where you have to do your own due diligence to really determine if you want to start buying or if you want to wait and see exactly what's going to be happening after the inauguration. Me, I'm already going to start considering dollar cost averaging because there's a lot of positions that are down very significantly. And we're about to jump into it right now. I'm about to go run through everything again, give you guys a quick consensus of what's going on, show you guys altcoins that are getting ripped right now in my portfolio, and then overall exactly how I'm positioning myself. So guys, price action around Bitcoin is still chopping sideways, sitting around 94,000. Bitcoin dominance is wicking back up. The total 2 chart is taking a huge hit. Altcoins are getting squeezed like crazy, and USDT dominance is starting to wick back up also. Justin Bennett talked about how Tether dominance is sitting here with a textbook break plus a retest of its September trend line, and he mentioned this last week. And overall, just based off of this information, he's hoping that you position yourself correctly. I talked about this, so if you guys are following me, like, comment, subscribe, you guys are aware of these crashes and pretty much these indicators that you need to be aware of. Benjamin Cohen is talking about how Bitcoin swept the range lows today and still managed to close the day green, which is super bullish for altcoin investors. Everyone believes that more than likely, since we swept these lows, we're not going to be deviating much lower. We could be shooting up, but that can all be invalidated, guys. We saw this back in 2024. After we swept these zones, we actually started to rip up. But all in due time, guys, all in due time. CryptoCon talks about exactly where we're at in this crypto cycle and how it's easy to forget the trajectory whenever we see down days, guys. And right now, we're still on track to see some crazy games for Bitcoin and altcoins, but understand that we're going to see a huge rip up, more than likely a deviation again for altcoins, and then a final huge rip up. And this is where I like to give you guys a broad perspective to understand how multiple other cycles have compared to this cycle, and exactly how to position yourself and not get caught up in the macro day-to-day events. Ilo is talking about how he's still super bullish on altcoins. He thinks this was a capitulation on altcoins, and he believes our savior Trump will arrive soon, and still believes that we will send in February. I think we're going to be sending in February, but USDT dominance and Bitcoin dominance more than likely going to be shooting up into the end of January. Miles Dutcher talks about how right now altcoin season is becoming a non-consensus, and is ironically what we need to trigger an alt season. So right now, since everything is kind of mixed emotions, that could be another indicator that altcoin season is about to start. If we look at altcoins right now, guys, everything is down significantly. Hash is up actually on the 24-hour 9%, which is quite nice. That's one of my main positions. But overall, guys, for the 7-day, most of these coins are down 36%, 40%, 20%, 15%. A lot of them are down quite significantly, and this is where you might want to start positioning yourself. So swiping everything to the side right now, what am I currently doing? I'm looking at these indicators. I've been telling you I need more information to really determine exactly where we're going, and based off of this, I've been talking about how I've just been waiting with income just on the side, waiting to allocate, and now I'm in a position to allocate way better than a lot of people that started allocating right at the beginning of January when everything started to rip up. They FOMO'd in, they got wrecked, and right now this is really important to keep up with the day-to-day events while also having a large perspective, a broad perspective as to what's going to be happening in this 2025 crypto bull cycle. I've been keeping you guys updated on these specific indicators and the charts and the sentiment in the markets, but I don't like to fill your brain with a lot of garbage. I like to keep it real, guys, so that you can have an understanding how you want to position yourself and how you want to start jumping in the markets. But if you're new to my channel, go ahead and check out the rest of my content. I'm an intermediate trader documenting my journey since the beginning of 2023, showing you guys my wins, my losses, keeping you guys updated on the day-to-day events around the crypto markets, and overall how to position yourself whenever we start to see the squeeze on altcoins, and overall whenever altcoins are going to see that huge pump. I've been talking about exactly the trajectory of this 2025 crypto bull run, and this weekend I'm actually going to give you guys a full timeline of what I think is going to be happening and how I'm going to position myself. Whenever I start to buy, whenever I start to sell, whenever I start to do anything, I'm going to be sharing it on this YouTube channel. Also, go follow me on X. I'm going to be trying to post more on there. Every single thing that I do, it's just hard to do that while working my 9 to 5, while shooting these videos and managing everything else that goes on in my daily life. But overall, guys, I plan to be as transparent with y'all and as real with y'all as I can. So drop me a comment, like, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think of my content. Let me know if you guys have any questions, suggestions, anything. I will get to your comment. I get to every single comment. Just give me time. But overall, guys, stay tuned. I drop daily content every day. So yeah, stay tuned, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.